So, in reviewing capitalism and communism, we first have to understand that they are both economic systems. Um, Remember that economic systems are just the ways in which societies decide on acquiring resources. A society has to decide on who gets what, how do they get those things. And oftentimes that's made up of three different components. You have the producers, people who make things, and they sell things. These are businesses, farmers, okay, consumers, the people who buy and use things. And then you got the government, okay? And government might regulate and be a part of how people get those resources and who gets those resources. So, for instance, let's say producers, um, they have to have people working, and so those people get wages. Okay. Now, those people are also consumers, and they'll be buying things using money for those goods from their wages. Now, in addition to the producers and consumers, you're going to have the government, and the government gets taxes from both the producers and the consumers. When you go and buy your Arizona iced tea, you pay a certain amount of tax, and that goes to the government. Now, the government just doesn't keep the money from those taxes. They've got to get those monies back out to consumers and through producers through social services. So things like building roads. Money from taxes is used to build roads, which consumers and producers need. Might be going towards education, okay, paying for schools. The tax money goes to government. Government brings it back down to us regular people, and that stuff gets used in social services. So, what's the difference between communism and capitalism? Um, these things might exist in one or the other, but they're going to be doing it in different ways. So, if we're going to compare the two, under communism, the government's going to be making all those rules. Um, in capitalism, producers and consumers make the rules. Who gets what? How do they get those things? Under communism, it has something that's called a controlled economy, meaning that the government controls almost everything that happens within that economy. In capitalism, we have something called a free economy, where the government doesn't control it at all. Okay, the producers and consumers are free to make choices about the rules and resources. Now, because of that, under communism, because it's a controlled economy, the government's going to make stuff, and or I'm sorry, it's going to be making decisions, and so you're kind of limited in your choices. If the government says that, um, hey, so many places can create donuts, there can only be so many donut companies, you're going to be limited in the number of donut choices. In a free economy, in a capitalist economy, you have a free economy, and you have unlimited choices. Any business can open up. If 100 different companies want to open up and try to see who can make the best donuts, they are allowed to. Communism, all property is shared, all resources. The idea of it is that they belong to everyone. And it's the government's job to divide that up as equally as possible. It's about equality. In capitalism, everything is privately owned. Okay? If you make money, that is your money, 100%. If you own something, that is yours. The government cannot take any of that and share that amongst people. It's about the individual. Each person is is responsible for their own well-being. Um, Communism, because they believe in equality, they believe in safety nets, in that people are always going to have their needs taken care of. The government should, that's part of their job, provide safety nets in case people get hurt, they get sick. Okay, they're always going to have money and access to resources. Under capitalism, it's all about risks. Okay, the individual, let's say if I saved up a bunch of money and I wanted to use all that money to invest in a business, I want to open up a new shop, that's my risk to take. If I happen to come out really well, all that money is mine. If I lose, my business goes under, that's all me as well. So it's about risk. So what's that look like in this form? Remember those three parts: producers, consumers, government. In a regular economy, that's what it looks like. In true capitalism, okay, there is no government. Okay? Government exists, but not in the economy. The economy is going to be decided by producers and consumers. In communism, what's that look like? Okay. Basically, those three things exist, and everything goes through the government. All right, if you need to go back in this video and pause at any space to like take notes as a review, please do so.